Hello and welcome back. Today I'm fixing this screen door I've had for a number of years. It has this wrought iron style design hanging on the outside, whatever you call this piece, and the little mounts that hold it are starting to come apart. I've had this door for probably 20 years, and in the afternoon it's in direct Florida sunlight, which just beats the ever-loving crap out of it. So whatever type of plastic these mounts are made of, they've held up for quite a while, but you can see they're starting to come apart. And it's caused this whole design here to start to sag, and it's wobbly. When the door closes, you can hear it like smack the door. It's pretty annoying. I don't even know if they make these little mounts anymore, and I couldn't find anything close to them. So I guess I'm just gonna have to go design something in Tinkercad and print it out. The first step is to take them off the door. Alright, so now that I've got them out, I'm going to take a bunch of measurements. These are pretty badly pitted, so I'm going to be as close as I can on the measurements, but the pitting is going to cause the measurements to be a little off. I'm also going to be as thorough as possible with these dimensions. I have to get the thickness just right, especially on the part that slides into the metal. I also need the alignment of the mounting hole to be just right so there isn't any of that backside showing. This may look like a simple piece, but there was a lot of measurements to take. Here's an illustration I made of all the measurements, and that's just the front side. On the back, I had to take these measurements too. Overall, it wasn't that difficult to design, as you'll see here in a minute, but it was not as simple as I thought, mainly because of all the measurements I had to account for. Maybe I overthought it, per usual, but it ended up working out in the end, so no complaints here. Alright, so in Tinkercad you can see just how little went into making it. There's all of, 7 pieces here? I started by giving a block a 2mm fillet and cutting it down to the right size with 2 whole blocks. This keeps the corners filleted but not the top or bottom. Then I raised it 2mm off the work plane because it sits basically centered on the wedge portion of this model, which leaves a 2mm overhang all the way around by my measurements. Next, I took my measurements from the original piece and cut down a wedge to the right size using 2 more hole blocks. After that, I took a countersink that I made with 2 cylinders and centered it to the wedge. Then I just moved it to where it should be according to my measurements and grouped it. Then I aligned the backside, made sure the overall length was right, and grouped them all together. And here's the finished product. I first printed it out of PLA to test fit it. So let's go back in the heat and see if it works. Okay, that's pretty good. Nice tight fit. Now I just need to print all 6 of these in PETG. And I'm just using a modified MK3S profile in Prusa Slicer with a generic PETG filament profile and 20% infill with supports. Alright, let's print these out. Since I don't have white PETG, I had to spray paint these to match the door. And here's what that looked like. The paint will add some extra thickness, so I tried to avoid the backside that slides into the metal. Alright, now that it's dry, let's see how it looks. Okay, not too shabby. Now let me get the rest of these replaced, and there you have it. Another item fixed with 3D printing. By the end of my YouTube career, my entire house might be made of plastic. Alright, that's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. I appreciate you tuning in. Catch you in the next one, and as always, have the best day ever.